My love of children motivated me to become a foster carer. I was originally a childminder and also a stay-at-home mum. I'm a single parent and I have been since my children were young, so for a long time. It blended in well with my family and I loved looking after children. Please don't be judgmental, because the situations that some people find themselves can absolutely happen to any one of us. So therefore, be open-minded, be kind, be warm, be loving, be very welcoming, and be very sympathetic. And just give your time and patience. And by giving your time and patience, you'll be extremely well rewarded. There was all different kinds of training to become a foster carer, and you will also receive skills to foster. So that will cover a wide variety of skills that you need, skills that will help you, training that will help you. And some of the trainers are absolutely brilliant. The first aid training is brilliant, autism training is brilliant, diversity is brilliant, and the trainers specifically are fantastic and so helpful. There is never ever a stupid question. Always, if you're not sure, put up your hand. Stay afterwards, 2 minutes is all it takes, and just say, can you please explain that again? I wasn't really sure. And they don't mind at all. So the mentor scheme is to help new carers who, before they've been approved by a panel, and who may have questions, who may want to ask another person, a foster carer, rather than their supervising social worker, because they're not quite as confident in themselves as what they will be once they become more used to the process. Also, it's to go along with the new carers to help them either when they have a new referral, when they're going to panel, and to be on the end of the phone if they need to talk about certain situations once they've passed panel and they have a new placement. And it's just kind of backup. It's like having a friend. The one thing that the mentors will have to do is they will have to take notes, they will have to do recordings, and this is beneficial for both of you, so it's nothing to worry about. When you go to panel, you're going to feel anxious. You don't need to be, because you've gotten that far. So they just want to know certain things, certain questions, certain challenges that you might face. How would you deal with it? Who would you go to? Who is your support? Why did you want to become a carer? It's not to make you feel uncomfortable. There is usually a foster carer, there could be a doctor, there could be a social worker, there could be somebody from the agency itself. It used to have about 6 to 8 people on the panel, and they are the most friendly people, and there's nothing to be scared about. There really and truly isn't. Just don't be anxious, just enjoy it, because this is what you want to do, and believe you me, they want you to come and join them. So long as you're honest and open, you're going to sail through it. So the matching process is asking the foster carer questions such as, what challenges, what could you reasonably offer to a young person coming into your home? And that's taken into account yourself and your wider family. So you've got to, go through a varied list, which will indicate, choices for you, what you can reasonably manage, certain behaviours, and certain situations that a lot of these young children have lived on a daily basis. I always prepare for a child arriving at my home by talking to my family about our latest new arrival, preparing their room as well, and making sure that I've got age appropriate things in the house, and make sure that their bedroom is warm and welcome. Could be a teddy bear. If it's an older person, as in a teenager, it can be a teddy bear hot water bottle, a fluffy throw, a set of towels, different things for different children. Always offer warmth, always greet them with a smile, and something to eat and drink. Food is love. It doesn't happen straight away. It takes work, it takes effort, and for some it goes on for a while, but they do usually adapt quite well. Children are very resilient. The only resistance you may sometimes find could be from the older ones who, you know, quite naturally are going to feel anxious. I mean, how would you feel moving into a complete stranger's house? I always communicate with the child's birth family to the best of my abilities, by not being judgmental, by being warm and open, and, you know, just by being pleasant and polite. And also always remember that your young people that come to stay with you are going to watch and take on board how you interact with their families, and that's really important to them. The rewards of fostering are seeing the young people, the young children that you are looking after, do really well, excelling in themselves, becoming more confident, growing in confidence day by day. The best thing also for us is watching children and young people move on to their forever families, going back to their own families, or going on to independent living. And it's just amazing to see that happening, and to know that you've actually been a part of that. That for me is a big reward, and it makes you feel good that you've been able to help. After the children leave our care, with children that go for adoption, which we've had many placements that have gone for adoption, I always ask the adoptive parents if they would mind. Some are happy for us to keep in contact, some would rather just cards, and so we always go with their wishes. With the children that leave and go on into independent living or go to family, we always tell them, don't ever be afraid to knock on our door. We're always here if you need us. We send text messages, phone calls, always with their permission, birthday cards, Christmas cards. We have get-togethers, we go out for meals. Some bring their dirty washing home, but you know, you're doing it anyway, so why not? So I have 3 children. I have 2 boys and 1 daughter. My children are all grown up, but even my daughter is still at home. She's extremely helpful. They've been extremely supportive throughout my fostering career, and I think that's mainly because they've been included. I've always asked their advice. I've asked about their likes and their dislikes, what they could reasonably cope with, what they wouldn't like, and they've been on board with our fostering and they've enjoyed it as much as I have. The best advice that I can give is don't doubt your capabilities. Don't ever doubt your capability, because there is so much help and support out there. If you feel that you can help, then the challenges will become minimal. They won't become challenges, they will become concerns that doctors, nurses, health visitors and supervising social workers can help you with and point you in the right direction. By getting as much support and asking my family to help me as much as I possibly can. You can never have enough support and family. Also, the more support you've got, the more knowledge you've got. And the more knowledge you've got, the more ideas that it will give you, as in it will help you with strategies for children, where to go, what resources do you have in your community. All of that will help, and it will also give you some much needed space and time for yourself. So there's social workers, there's supervising social worker, there's lots of foster carers you will meet them on courses, on training, you will make friends with some, and then you've got your family as well. You can always ask, and always ask your supervising social worker if you're struggling. My advice for anyone who was looking to become a foster carer is do your research. Always, number one, sit down with your family, your children, and tell them what you would like to do, why you want to do it, and ask them what are their concerns, or if there are any concerns. Don't have to rush, but just give them a moment to think and let them come to you and tell you what they would like. You can always work around them. You will need to work around them, but you need them on board. You need their support. So you're not going to become a foster carer on your own. You're going to be a fostering family. So that's all of you together. It's so, so important. Then you go to the agency, or you go to a friend, or you go to anybody that you know is fostering, and you get as much information as you possibly can. And believe you me, it is something you will absolutely love. I adore it. I have done it for such a long time, and I've never looked back. And my family have enjoyed it with me. It's the best thing that I ever did. It brings so much joy and happiness to you. And when you see the children being settled and going on to a better life, what more could you want?